Hello everyone, and happy St. Patrick's Day. I have quite a few things to do. So later on today I'm going to be making potato farls or Irish potato bread, but I'm going to be doing that later. It just turned St. Patrick's Day not too long ago. It's currently midnight at 12:27. So I'm going to try these two cheeses, and I'm going to cook a potato in the way that I typically eat a potato, which is just simply microwaved. I usually just clean it, then jag it with a fork, and then stick it in the microwave, and the time usually varies on the size. I'll probably do this one. It's a pretty large potato. I'll probably do this one for 3 minutes once, and then 2.5 minutes next. I've also gotten some Twinnigs Irish Bteakfast Tea to try. It comes in this nice little tea caddy, so I wanted to try it. So I'm currently boiling water to prepare. I have my cup right there, and then I'm going to use. So I shall now open this and prepare it. I've removed the lid, and within is this lovely thing of instructions. So I'm going to remove it now. So here it is, loose leaf tea. That's getting pretty loud over there. Anyways, here it is, loose leaf tea. And yeah, it looks like loose leaf tea, and it smells really nice. So I'm very curious to try some. I will now add it to that. Of all my spoons, this one's my favorite. So I'll just get a little bit in here. I do not know how much one would typically use. I guess it's more of rather preference. I'm just going to use 2 of these. It should be plenty enough to get me a rather strong cup of tea. I think I'll add a little more. There we have it. Alright, so I'm just going to set this off somewhere. I'm now going to put the lid back on this, and I am going to add this top to it. And I'm now going to place this within my cup as it's waiting for that water to finish. I have to try to act rather fast since I haven't added my phone number or anything. I can only keep the videos under 15 minutes. So I had to make sure I act pretty fast in these little recordings. I'll now begin with this potato while I wait for that to boil. I'm now going to simply remove the dirt from it by washing it under water. Okay, so I typically just do like that. I usually just rub it a little bit. That way I can remove all of the dirt. And now that it has been cleaned, I will take a fork, like this one right here, and I will poke several holes within it. That way it has ventilation for when it's heating up. I'm just going to set this right here for now. I'm not going to go get a paper towel to dry it off. I'm now currently drying this off. Okay, yeah, it's on camera. I had to check to see if it was on camera. It would have been rather awkward if I had been recording all this and it was not actually being caught on camera. Now that I've gotten this potato clean, I am going to wrap it up in a non-wet paper towel and place it upon a paper plate and then stick it in the microwave. My water has now just finished boiling, so it's actually a perfect time. I'm now going to take this and I'm going to pour it within my cup. I'm now going to just allow this its time it requires to steep. It should be ready by the time the potato is finished being cooked. I'm going to set it off right here for now, out of the way. And for the potato, I typically just wrap it up in a paper towel like so. I usually just take it like this, and then I wrap it up in a paper towel. I try not to wrap it too tightly to give it some room to like breathe, to let steam come out of the paper towel, and then I fold it over like so, and then I just lay it down like that. For a potato this size, as I stated, I will start off with 3 minutes. I will do those 3 minutes, and then I'll flip it and do it for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. So I will get ready for that to occur. Alright, so now I'm going to simply take this potato. It's a little warm, so do be prepared if you wish to do this yourself. It's not too bad though, so don't worry. I'm just going to flip it over like so, and then I'm going to immediately do this. I'm just going to click that, and then I'm going to do that, and so now it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. And so overall that would be a total of 5.5 minutes. Yeah, alright, so I will. While I wait for that, I actually am quite the fan of collecting coins. So I will show you these 2 coins in particular. There we have it. Let me get the lighting right and the camera to focus in. Here's some 2 Irish coins. I think they're pretty neat. And I find it fitting for St. Patrick's Day to share in their beauty with you. Something just fell. I think it was my headphones. Yeah, it just fell. I had it in my buttons. So there is. This is a type of Irish penny. I don't know what they're called. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce these words, but this is essentially the equivalent of a penny, and I'm pretty sure this is like around the equivalent of £2. Though I'm unsure. But this has a hen and a chick on this side. Actually, there's 2 chicks. And this has a trout, I think. It's either a trout or just some kind of fish in general. But I find them to be rather nice. And of course, that's the Celtic Harp. This one's from 1928, and this one's from 1939. So they're pretty old coins. I think they're pretty cool. The potato is now finished, so I typically would take it out, and I would usually just kind of open it up. Open up the paper towel. Here, let me set this phone down. I then do it like this. Now I personally would usually just bite into it and just eat it like this, but some people might prefer adding butter to it. And you can do that. It's warm enough that will work, but I typically just bite it. And I don't know if you can tell, but there is steam coming from it. Anyways, that's probably ready now. So I'm going to remove this, and I'm just going to set it in this little tray, and I'm going to try a sip of this plain. And that is really good. There's a bit of the tea grounds floating in it, but I guess that's okay for me. I'm not going to add a little bit of milk to it because that's very popular in Ireland and all over the British Isles in general. Now I'm going to stir it around a little bit. It has a pretty interesting color. You can really see the tea grounds floating in it now. So the holes in that are a little large for these. These are very small. But I'm now going to try a sip of it. Yes, it's really tasty. From what I have heard, this isn't as strong as actual Irish tea is, but it's still pretty good. I like this tea. It's very good. I will now be trying that cheese here shortly. First, I'm going to finish my potato, though. That way it has plenty of time to get to room temperature. There's already 10 minutes of footage, so I'm probably going to split this video into 2 parts because of the 15-minute rules. So I'm just going to take this time to express my joy for potatoes. There's something I find so calming about potatoes. I don't know why. It's just such a satisfying meal. I looked into it, and there is stuff in potatoes that apparently helps the brain produce chemicals to be happy. So apparently there is something to it. But I actually really enjoy potatoes. It's such a neutral and nice flavor. It's not particularly strong when you don't add anything to it, when you just eat it plain. And I find it to be just a rather lovely thing. I do like potatoes, they're really good. I was given this look of the Irish coin at a Renaissance fair, and I think it was pretty cool. I find it a fitting time to show it. I really like it, actually. I got it at a Renaissance fair, and I think I was buying a beer mug or something. It was like an old barrel cup, and it's just something I was given just for free as a little token at a Renaissance fair. So now I'm going to be trying these 2 cheeses. I'm going to try some of this cheese. So I have got some Blarney cheese and some Dubliner cheese, and these are all both the Kerrygold Brand, which is pretty nice. So here they are. It's always pretty interesting when your cheese is a little pre-molded. I haven't even had these for a week, but that's okay. I'll just cut it off. I'm pretty sure cheese stays good even when it's molded if you just cut the moldy bits off. But here it is. I'm going to now cut off a small piece of each and try it. I've got these put in a bag now, and I'm going to put them back in the fridge here in a second. But so this is the Blarney cheese, so I'm going to try some of it now. It has a very soft texture and it's very nice. Alright, so the flavor really does remind me of a Gouda cheese, which is what it said it was kind of like, and I can really tell. And now this is the Dubliner cheese, which is apparently mixes the flavors of a cheddar cheese, and it kind of mixes it with a Parmesan cheese, so I'm going to try that. Okay, so that was also really good, and yeah, I definitely can see that tastes like Parmesan cheese. But what's really funny is that one to me actually tastes a lot like Gouda. When like I would get the Remembrance brand, I think is how you pronounce that. And it's a type of Gouda cheese that has been aged, I think, for, it was either a full year or 6 months. I think it was a full year. And it was a Gouda cheese, and it was really good. It's one of my favorite cheeses, and it tastes very similar to that. So it's funny that's the Blarney cheese they say that tastes like Gouda, when it's really the Dubliner cheese that especially reminds me of it, but it might be the aged. It might be because it's aged. But yeah, it was pretty good. I really enjoyed that. I think I'll make a part 2, because I don't think I'm going to have enough time for the potato fartles to be made here. So, goodbye for now.